one thing we have understood and agreed as opposition, that a revolution has taken place. It will take place without that person who will betray us. If Kalonzo decides to cross over and begin working with Kasongo, if somebody will cross over and work with William Ruto, that person will have left and the rest will remain. It is one term. So the revolution has taken place. A revolution has taken place already. It began on 25th of June 2024. So no matter how much you want to console yourself, it took place. It is just that on whose head will the crown go to, and that's where the confusion is. In fact, that's why the opinion polls are struggling to tell us what's happening, because the opinion polls are still as confused as the opposition, but in the end, the opposition will find their footing and they'll be able to find a direction. The other thing which I want to add here is that the issue of William Ruto being popular, let me tell you what, I have an MP running in Turbo. That is Sugoi. And the issues he's talking about when I was with him there, and I'm going to go there, I'm sure you are going to hear me. You can do whatever you want to do there. But the issues on the ground there are so serious that you cannot even believe that before we go to Singapore, can we even go to Sugoi? They are saying that, one, there is no water in Sugoi. In Tarbo constituency, 1 kilometer from the president's home. Two, the issues are disturbing those people. I've gone to the ground there. And I'm sure you can wait for me to talk on TV. I will not talk on TV, but I go on the ground and understand what there's there. They're saying they don't have water there. Two, they are saying they don't have electricity in Sugoi, in Tarbo constituency. If I'm wrong, tell me how many kilometer cover of electricity is there. William Ruto took a big chunk of land from many residents there, promising them, there are over 25 of them. No, they have, the land was taken 25 years ago. They promised them they are going to give them land elsewhere. Until today, they don't have title deed. Those who are there are over 52 of them. They met me and told me, Professor, it seems somebody from outside will help us. So if people from Sugoi do not see seats in Singapore, then who is seeing this Singapore? And I'm talking facts on the ground. I can give you the name of the person who is running in LDP in Tarbo constituency against Farouk. So these people making noise here, I'm now giving you facts on the ground. My grandmother, the grandmother to my wife who lives in Mbulia, a very remote village, don't know what polls are. And pollsters can't reach them. The majority of votes that will control the Taita Taveta County don't come from Voi. They come from inside villages in Undanyi, which no pollster can reach. So you must look at how many people in Kenya can be reached by pollsters. To the extent that is remote, like Kibokoni, where I've just left today next to Kilifi. There's no one they know there. They don't even know William Ruto's name. And then you are saying, oh, you see, Ruto will win there. Let us be honest. These things are not as they want. And lastly, the good professors on this group, I want to challenge you. It is not just about removing Ruto, it's about setting up a good government. If you cannot even consider Fred Ogolla by 1 second in your speech, would you actually be able to consider those Gen Zs you are talking about? And therefore, Gen Zs are just the people we have used to achieve our ends in ourselves, but we have never really cared really to support them. Are you looking at how they can become MPs, how they can become MCs, how they can get their dream being fulfilled? Or we're only discussing one seat, the presidency? Can William Ruto get the seats he's looking for even if he wins the election now? If parliament is full of opposition, why will we not impeach him in the morning? So he can do anything he wants, but once we are the majority in the county assemblies, in parliament, and then he is not able to give us anything, will not work. Lastly, the way we are going to do election in 2027 is very different from what we have done. We are not going to listen to all the nonsense. Oh, election will be counted for 3 hours. I've done my research and map all polling stations. There is no polling station with more than 900 votes registered. If turnout is 65%, then it means that every polling station will have 600 people registered who will vote. Counting 600 votes must take maximum 2 hours. So by 2 p.m., we should have actually reached the 34A. And the law is very clear. As soon as you close the polling station, you must count the presidential vote first. That is not going to be the work of Kalonzo only if he is running. It won't be the work of Fred Ogolla only if he is running. Even the church is coming to ensure the votes are not stolen.
Professor, you've heard so much that has been said so far. There's an Agent X. And looking at the performance of the opposition, at best, it's very lackadaisical, lackluster, is wishy-washy. And this will be a good panacea for, Dr. William Ruto to really, sell through at the end of the day. Everyone is really worried. Even as you're trying to admit and say, somebody is trying to sow a seed of discord within opposition, there is no opposition. At the end of the day, it's admittedly and evidently seen, truly there is a problem within. Even within the ODM itself, there is a fissure that is a big rift that is widening at the end of the day. Probing question is, just has been pointed out by, was it Prof? You said that Uhuru Kenyatta is sponsoring Matiang'i at the end of the day. Could it be that we have someone there who is a Trojan horse that will deflect all these directions of political realignment to one side, or maybe will be used to divide Mount Kenya at the end of the day? These are probing questions I'm going to actually pose here and ask ourselves, even as you're talking about it. So can we say that we see clearly that the perception that is being created is engineered or it's very organic? That is what I want to get it from you. Because we can always say, this is cooked polls. This is not really germane. Why can't you commission your own also a poll so that we can see this is the polls that is coming from the opposition and the real germane and kosher polls that cannot be doubted?
Let me tell you the following. Any reasonable Kenyan who has gone to school can still be saying that William Ruto is doing what he's doing to Kenya. I'm sure we are trying to do civic education because our people are only suffering because they don't know. And now, if those who know are still under that cover, then what is the value of knowing anyway? I'm actually baffled. Let me just begin my surprise. Then secondly, I go right into your question. As far as I'm concerned, this I'm sure the great professors have said it, but in different ways. Opposition normally have two problems. And those problems are not just Kenya, it's globally. Two problems fundamentally affect oppositions. One, internal issues they must deal with, because remember, they have never worked together even to form this thing. There was no day Matiang'i worked with Kalonzo, Kalonzo worked with Gachagua. They have never really worked together in a coalition to win president. So they are dealing with a lot of issues on how can they work together. Even Fred Ogolla, who is a member of opposition, have not been in politics. Those buggers, I don't understand them, but we have to find a way to work together. I call them buggers. I'm not saying that I'm looking down upon it, just saying we don't know each other. They are so trying to, who is Fred Ogolla? Can they betray? Remember the time when they brought in Kebaso? Morara Kebaso came in them. Then Morara Kebaso started again discussing some very dirty things about the people he met. And so far, he's sure that Kebaso is no longer among the ranks. Now they are saying there are 6 people. I'm sure they are considering having the 7th person. Whether that is Natembea or Fred Ogolla is a story for another day. The 6 people who might become the presidential flag bearer. So far, let us remain with the 6. The other thing I want to say, the internal issues is there. Then the external issues whereby the ruling party normally try to destabilize the opposition. It's done in the US. When I was in the US between Mamdani election and that of Andrew Cuomo, somebody sponsored somebody called Curtis, who ran away with the 16% of the votes that could have been taken over by Andrew Cuomo. Therefore, Mamdani won. I saw many people going to Curtis' home and telling them, please, Curtis, can you step down? And he was, oh, no. But he was sponsored by somebody who gave him a lot of money that he was told, if you step down, you lose the money. So these things happen even in the US. They happen everywhere. So opposition normally must be destabilized by ruling party. And of course, they are talking about the issue of norming, forming. Those processes are there. So allow even my brother Ndegwanjiru to talk about the problem he has with Matiang'i. He should have them. If he does not have them, there's a problem. I also have problems with Matiang'i. I have problems with Kalonzo also. I have problems with everybody else. But nevertheless, one thing we have understood and agreed as opposition, that a revolution has taken place. It will take place without that person who will betray us.